Hey you, ever wanted to be a Twitch streamer? Do you think Tomodachi game looks fun? Listen to Kero Gun Swell and repeat? Well, I think I've got the anime for you. The Ones Within, the world's cutest death game. One of the few series I've actually seen do scary cute well. Released in 2019 by somebody credited as just Osura and Silverlink Studio, the studio that made Misfit at Demon Academy. Fucking Death Cannot Stop Me, the anime. So you think that erasing me from history can't stop me, the anime? Whatever. Getting back on track, before I was the big, strong teapot I am today, I remember being in high school, watching The Ones Within and thinking to myself, these kids are so lucky. So allow me to show you the masterpiece that is The Ones Within. This episode begins with the main cast playing the Ones Within video game before a message pops up and is like, hey buddy, feel free to say no, but you've leveled up to our Ones Within affiliate program, effective immediately, and we will not take no for an answer. Magic or something immediately ships the streams off with some brand new clothes and drops our hero off in the middle of the woods. This is Ear Day, the sweetest being to grace your screen. He quickly goes to check on his fellow victim before sensing violence in the area, a concerned panda comes to help. After some time, he decides to stop running and just tell the panda that the scary lady's okay. So the panda backs off and the first challenge is officially over. What challenge, Key? Did you forget to mention when started? I'm not the one who forgot. Packadine! He just showed up and was like, good job guys, you survived the bonus round. Bro, when did I press start? He then brings them to the waiting room and fills the tea. These guys got to wake up in a waiting room and get filled in the situation while Iride was fighting for his life, scared and confused. Pekka's literally just a troll. A man after my own heart. But basically, he explains that all of them are Twitch streamers who specialize in different genres and run a 24/7 live stream, and when they reach 100,000 viewers, they'll presumably be sent back home. So we finally get introduced to the rest of the cast. This scary lady is called Sarayashiki Karn, a horror streamer, and while I didn't mention this guy yet because he was kinda doing murder hobo stuff in the background during the first challenge, this one with the umbrella is called Kaikoku Onegasaki, known for Sengoku games. Zakaru Oshigiri is a stealth gamer who kinda fits this archetype better than the rest of the group with his masking presence and hiding his face stuff. Yuzu Roboromori is a puzzle gamer who happens to have met Iride in a hide and seek stream a while back and happens to be his biggest fan. Anya Kodu specializes in fighting games, and Ino Himiko is the farming sim player of the group, who may or may not be Paka's favorite, since even though she has an endless supply of flashbangs, Anya can't even get his meds. And last but not least is the amazing... Alright campers, today you'll be communing with the dead. Side note, I didn't notice this, but while I was watching and taking notes in the Discord, Aries Diary joined and was like, this is the first episode, did someone die? And I was confused until he pointed out the flower on the desk in the corner, which is pretty neat detail for what happens next. They give this spirit that they summon water and offer friendship, and luckily Panda's there to mediate, and they all end up being happy. The next challenge starts when they decide to make Iride, Anya, Inaba, and have a baby by combining the traits they like most. Honesty, afro, schoolgirl, and panda. Perfectly making the perfect pro tag for the dating sim pack made. Meanwhile, Yuzu decides to see exactly what a 24 live stream really means. After not really completing their objective, their panda daughter just kinda fades off into the ether for no reason, so they win. Because Stealth Boy and Murder Hobo went onto the one floor they weren't supposed to be on, Pekka sentences the group to playing Among Us. After Iride shows that he has the survival instinct of a Sour Patch Kid and his guardian passes out, Yuzu takes Son Goku to a room for some poison for the plants.
Hey, Yuzu, I was just checking to make sure that you were still alive. Oh, okay.
So, after that time, they divvy up the poisons and take out the mimics very easily. Yuzu confidently killed the queen clone that she definitely wasn't sure was a clone, and just was ultimately fine if she had a chance to dissect the real Iride. But I'm going to move past that, because for a punishment, this was a relatively easy challenge, because the mimics, other than the queen, are mute. I'm gonna circle back to this later, but just keep this in the back of your head that this is, as described by Paka, a triple S punishment for breaking the rules. So, I'm gonna talk about episode 4 and 5 like a single episode since it's a two-parter. Same thing when I get to episode 9 and 10. So, Paka, being the troll he is, I'll explain this later, tasks the group with saving girls that have been kidnapped during this festival, telling them to talk to the elder of this town. So, the elder and his daughter say that the best way to get these demons to come out is, with some big booby girls, for bait. Remember like 5 seconds ago when I said Paka was a troll? Well, to shake up the game, he leaves out the trivial piece of information that this festival was the Festival of Demons in Demon Town. And the old man was a demon kidnapper. The elder demon of Demon Town.
Remember when the triple S punishment was Among Us?
Karn gets taken by the demons, and my sweet baby boy begs to be taken too because he thinks she'd get lonely before immediately abandoning her. So Karn has to play house as the sadistic girl's demon maid. The freaky old man finds Irde, breaks his arm, threatens to kill him, but then... Paka arrives, telling the demon that it's a breach of contract to kill the protagonist and puts him in timeout. Thankful, Irde asks Paka to join him and escape, which apparently after seeing his boss captor do all this, he still believes that that's on the table. But Paka claims to have made some sort of promise, so he can't leave, which makes Irde cry for some reason. Maybe it would have been explained in the season 2 we're never getting. But during this, Sakura reveals that he intentionally got kidnapped to find his older sister Sakura, while the rest of the team frees the kidnapped girls because Grandpa's in timeout, which makes the mission a success. Anya and Himiko go on a bonding mission, while the B-plot just kinda has most of the characters sort of hanging out. Before Irde drops, two players bond by talking about how cool they think Irde is before Himiko says that she killed her brother. She didn't. This episode kinda teases that Paka might start punishing uncooperative player, but it's ultimately a throwaway episode. The next challenge is hide and seek, and this one is weird because Among Us was supposed to be the extra hard, unbeatable punishment round, but this one feels way harder than stabbing plants that are constantly venting, where if they're caught more than once without removing their curses, their eyes just... Although they didn't really help their odds by playing the master strategy of sitting in the middle of the room during hide and seek. Luckily, actually hid so he can uncurse everyone, and just hope that last round doesn't blind them for eternity for sitting in the same room. They all just kind of hang out for this episode. Nothing happens except for this cool boy band shot in this bizarre Apple romance manga. And then Balloon Boy breaks the rules, leading into... So, Paka's mad at Yuzu because she's been slacking on her job as a spy and even threatens to go on strike with the rest of the gamers. So to make sure she knows her place, he gives the puzzle girl an impossible puzzle, and then gives her 2 days to solve it. Otherwise, the Art of the Umbrellas stays in the White Room forever. So after Umbrella gets bored and leaves the White Room, he meets the Underground, previous denizens of the White Room who tunneled out and have been living in the walls of the island ever since. And with the revelation of this, he decides to ask none of the questions that should or would realistically be asked. He does have a short conversation with Stealth sister, who's alive and living in the walls like a little rat, along with the two other previous players, Chihiro Fuda and their leader, Naname Ojima. Back at the puzzle, after panicking, Yuzu remembers that Pac is a troll and a scammer, and realizes that the answer is credit card numbers. She technically fails, but Pac is trying to prove a point, so he drops the answer and leaves, while Mary Poppins rushes back to the room to be rescued after reminiscing about that time he fought a goldfish. Yuzu does confess that she's a spy for Paka, but after this adventure, they just say screw it and quickly reconcile, deciding to leave it be because they're friends and for some reason he trusts her. 50,000 viewers. Half their goals reached, and to celebrate, Paka makes half the cast become babies. Their mission is to get the babies, which are repurposed man-eaters, to accept them as a caretaker. Yuzu, Himiko, and Pocket Knife are easy enough, but he refuses to let them in until Iride, being the embodiment of all good in the world, gives him a pep talk, and Sad Snake calls him by his first name, which helps him move past his vague trauma, and he blooms into a beautiful Afro baby, ultimately bringing their family together. So, the final episode to me is kind of weak. Paka reveals himself to be a Persona 5 fan. I don't know what this episode is. I don't think it was supposed to be the final episode. It was supposed to be a break, some levity. But because there's no season 2, it ends on such a weak note. I don't even know what to say about this episode. Final thoughts. I talked about this series in broad strokes because I want you guys to watch on your own time, and the charm comes from smaller interactions between contestants that I can't really show because it will just make the video super long. And I hope more traffic comes to the anime from you guys watching it. Maybe the creators might even make a season 2. After all the time that passed, I think that's doubtful. But I won't say the ending was weak because the story wasn't really finished. I saw potential, and I definitely want to do more videos in this little vein of recapping, reviewing. So if you like this video, like, subscribe, and tune in my streams where I'll be happy to answer any of your questions about the videos I have at twitch.tv/keepot. Kind of play whatever I'm feeling at the moment. But anyways, I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye-bye.